Counterpoint, the general knowledge music quiz, chaired by Paul Gambaccini.
Hello! Counterpoint 2019 enters the semi-final stage. The heat winners from the past 9 weeks play for the 3 places in the final. The competition hots up and the questions get harder because these competitors have proved they know their music. Will it be one of today's trio of semi-finalists who's destined to lift the 33rd Counterpoint trophy later this month? Let's meet them again.
Hello, I'm Nick Reed. I'm a local council clerk from Masham in North Yorkshire.
Hello, I'm Stephen Smith. I'm a clinical psychologist from Eastleigh in Hampshire.
Hello, I'm Greg Spiller. I'm a retired software engineer from Stockport.
Welcome back, all of you. Remember that your scores in the opening round will determine the amount of choice you get of the individual topics in the next. So it really does pay to guess and to try to pick up as many bonus points as you can on other people's questions. We go round in alphabetical surname order, meaning that we start with you today, Nick Reed. At the last night of the proms this year, the starring mezzo-soprano struck a blow for equality by wearing lavender, pink, and blue colors associated with pride, and by waving a rainbow flag at the end of her performance. What is her name?
Jamie Barton.
That's right, for 2 points. Stephen Smith. Here comes some music from the American jazz singer and songwriter Madeleine Peru. She's performing a song composed in the mid-1970s by another songwriter who's a very significant figure in popular culture. For your 2 points, can you name that songwriter and the album on which the original version of this song first appeared?
I've seen love go by my door. It's never been this close before. Never been so easy or so slow. Been shooting in the dark too long. When something's not right, it's wrong. You're gonna make me lonesome when you go.
As Bob Dylan and Blood on the Tracks.
That's right, for 2 points. Greg Spiller. In September of last year, 2018, the musician Evelina Delane's fundraiser for the Cystic Fibrosis Trust set a new world record for the classical piano concert performed at the highest ever altitude after a team helped transport a piano up a peak in which mountain range?
The Andes?
No, I'm sorry. And Nick Reed says?
The Alps.
No, it wasn't the Alps. Stephen Smith, would you like to guess a mountain range?
The Rockies?
No, it was the Himalayas. The concert took place at the Singala Pass in India at almost 5,000 meters above sea level. Nick Reed, you're about to hear the winner of the 2019 Mercury Music Prize with part of his #1 hit single, Funky Friday. When you've heard it, I'd just like you to name him.
At this age, how are them man still hating? My young boy in a different country, but he ain't ever been on vacation. One hand on a girl I'm dating, one hand on the cash I'm making. We come through like Funky Friday and have all your man them skating. I came in 550 on trainers. Island girl amazing, could be Bayesian, Trini or Haitian. She got a bag with flowers. If the trainers match, I'll take it. Me and bro just shut down Gucci, had the whole of the shop floor waiting. Who's that girl in a line with a big behind us looking all tempting? If her friend is a dead thing, take one for the team with a brethren. 2 paintings at the entrance, want attention, but a man can't let them.
That's Dave.
That is Dave, full name David Omorigi. His album, Psychodrama, was the winner of the Mercury Prize. Stephen Smith, translated from their original languages, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, The Devil's Staircase, Infinite Column, Autumn in Warsaw, and Disorder are among the titles of piano etudes by which Hungarian-born composer who died in 2006?
Georgi Ligeti.
That's right. Greg Spiller. The Italian composer Mario Nascimbene is best remembered for his film scores of the 1950s and 60s, including Room at the Top and Solomon and Sheba. In 2019, another of his soundtracks was recorded complete for the first time by the City of Prague Philharmonic. It was from a 1958 film starring Janet Leigh, Tony Curtis, and Kirk Douglas. When we've heard it, can you tell me the title of the film?
Spartacus?
No, it was not Spartacus. And Stephen Smith says?
Paths of Glory?
No, it wasn't Paths of Glory. Both great films. Nick Reed, would you like to name a movie with those artists in it?
Haverwest was one.
No, it was The Vikings, which I saw at the age of 9. It had a lot of hot falconry in it. Nick Reed, after he was subjected to some rather dismissive criticism, which of his symphonies did Ralph Vaughan Williams defend by saying, "It's really wartime music"? A great deal of it incubated when I used to go up night after night in the ambulance wagon, and we went up on a steep hill, and there was a wonderful Corot-like landscape in the sunset.
The third for Pastoral.
That's right, the Pastoral Symphony, number 3. Stephen Smith, Here for You is part of a song cycle. Its composer wrote it following a love affair with a married woman, and he set her words to his music. Her name features in the title of the song cycle. I'd like you to give me her name as well as his.
In der Kindheit trüben Tagen hör ich
Was the composer Schumann and the girl's name Clara? No.
No, I'm afraid not. Do we have anyone who recognizes the composer of that? It was Wagner and Mathilde Wesendonck. And we heard The Angel from the Wesendonck Lieder, sung by Kirsten Flagstadt with Gerald Moore at the piano. Greg Spiller. 2019 sees the 60th anniversary of the Miles Davis album Kind of Blue, the 50th anniversary of the Beatles' Abbey Road, and the 40th anniversary of which Pink Floyd album, which became a film and a stage show and also provided them with their only #1 single?
The Wall.
That's right, for 2 points. Nick Reed, back to you. Over the past 10 years, the British electronic band Clean Bandit has collaborated with performers as diverse as Jess Glynn, Demi Lovato, and Sean Paul. I'd like you to tell me the name of the guest vocalist we hear on this song, Mama.
I see my body in a different light. As if I woke up in a different life. Feels like I'm walking with my heart on fire. Somebody pass me the water, 'cause I'm burning. 'Cause a little bit's turning into a lot. There's no way I'll be turning the feeling off. Guess I'm everything that I thought I was not. Tell me. Oh mama, hola, hola, hola. Don't know what this is. What do I do now, do now, do now? Do it all of this.
Is that Rihanna?
That was not Rihanna. And we have a guess from Greg Spiller.
Ariana Grande?
No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Ariana Grande. Stephen Smith, would you like to name a female vocalist?
Shakira?
You know, that wasn't bad. It was kind of like Hips Don't Lie, but it's Ellie Goulding. And Stephen, here's your own question. A moment ago, we mentioned Miles Davis and Kind of Blue, the groundbreaking album of 1959, which showcased his classic sextet. You can have 2 points if you can name both of the sax players who appeared on Kind of Blue.
John Coltrane and Cannonball Adderley.
That is correct, for 2 points. Greg Spiller, finally in this opening round, we hear the British a cappella group Voces 8, performing a theme by a British composer as featured in their 2015 album, Lux. When you've heard it, I'd like you to name the composer and the orchestral work it's adapting.
Pass.
Nick Reed says,
Elgar and the Nimrod Variations.
that's right, and you get a bonus point.
Not Nimrod from the Enigma Variations, I should say.
Well done. Let's check the scores at the end of the first round. And in third place with 2 points, it's Greg Spiller. Lying second with 6 points, it's Stephen Smith. And thanks to that point pickup at the end there, with 7 points, it's Nick Reed. In round 2, our competitors pick their own specialist musical topic on which they'll face individual questions. But they must pick from a list of 5 topics I'm about to give them, of which they've had no warning. Are you ready, gentlemen? Today's choices are For the Birds, Andre Previn, Composers' Funerals and Graves, Songs with Spoken Introductions, and Prince. You're in the lead, Nick Reed. You get the first choice.
I will have Prince, please.
And for you, Stephen Smith.
Songs with spoken introductions.
Okay. And that leaves 3 for Greg Spiller. What would you like?
For the Birds, please.
Remember, we don't open the questions up for bonus points in this round. The contestant lying third goes first. And so, Greg Spiller, here come your questions on For the Birds. In 2014, who won the Eurovision Song Contest with a song called Rise Like the Phoenix?
Conchita. Conchita Wurst.
That's right, Conchita Wurst for 2 points. Here's some music from the 1980s. Have a listen to this clip, and then please tell me the bird-related title.
After all the talk, then they wired him, and he took a walk with his crooked friends, and they joked about the good old days, and he recorded it on a reel of tape. He caught the mug who did the forgery, and the babe in charge of larceny. So the FBI, they rewarded him, because they like a guy who will stab a friend.
Can you tell me the title of that track?
No.
Anybody? There you are. The audience gets a bonus point. Stool Pigeon by Kid Creole and the Coconuts. Staying in the early 80s, an English new wave pop band led by singer Mike Score had a short string of hits with songs that included Iran, Wishing If I Had a Photograph of You, and The More You Live, The More You Love. What was the bird-related name of that group?
Flock of Seagulls.
That's right, A Flock of Seagulls. Live birds make an onstage appearance in the ballet from which you are about to hear an extract. Have a listen, and afterwards, for 2 points, I'd like you to tell me the name of both the composer and the ballet.
No.
Obviously, our question setter is a pigeon fancier, because this is the second question with pigeons in the answer. It's The Two Pigeons by Messager. Released in 2010, Flamingo is the title of the debut solo album by the American singer-songwriter Brandon Flowers. With which successful indie rock band did Brandon Flowers first come to prominence?
Killers.
That's right. The French composer Olivier Messiaen was fascinated by birdsong, and in the early 1950s composed a short piece of chamber music inspired by the song of one particular bird. Have a listen to this extract, and then afterwards please tell me which species of bird is the title of this work.
Wood pigeon.
I think you should get a point just for a sense of humor. It actually is blackbird. Finally, in this bird-inspired set of questions, which bird is also the name of a Swedish pop singer who's had hits with songs including With Every Heartbeat and Dancing on My Own?
No.
It was Robin Carlson. Greg Spiller, in that round you scored 6 points. Added to your previous 2, you now have 8 points. Stephen Smith, here come your songs with spoken introductions, giving me a lot of opportunities for some bad acting. The Shangri-La's classic, Leader of the Pack, begins with the group quizzing Betty. Is that Jimmy's ring you're wearing? Is he picking you up after school today? Then they ask, by the way, where did you meet him? What is Betty's reply?
I met him at the racetrack.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's too young to go to the racetrack. I met him at the candy store. Here's Prince addressing his congregation. Can you name the song and the film this is taken from?
Is the film Purple Rain?
That's correct for a point.
And the song 1999?
No, the song is Let's Go Crazy. But you got a point. Hey, you, don't watch that. Watch this. This is the heavy, heavy monster sound, the nuttiest sound around. These words open which British group's first album?
Madness.
That's right. I'm glad you got it. I would have hated to have to do it again. Here's the start of Der Guten Tag Hopklop. When you've heard it, I'd like you to name the Mel Brooks musical it features in.
You will join me in singing and dancing the Fieur's favorite tune, Der Guten Tag Hopklop. All right? Key of E?
Is there any other?
Wunderbar! 1, 2, 3. Guten Tag Hop Hop, Guten Tag Klapp Klapp. Ach, du lieber und oh boy. Guten Tag Klapp Klapp, Guten Tag Slap Slap. Ach, du lieber, what a joy.
The Producers.
That was from The Producers. Which multi-million-selling rock album released in 1977 contains a spoken introduction into its second track, in which a girl, on a hot summer night, is invited by a boy to offer her throat to the wolf with the red roses?
Can you say the question again? Sorry.
A girl on a hot summer night is invited by a boy to offer her throat to the wolf with the red roses.
Is it Grease?
After all of that, I thought he was going to get it right. It's Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf. And those words precede the song. You took the words right out of my mouth. More beasts now, and for 2 points, can you tell me who this is introducing The Man Comes Around?
And I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. One of the 4 beasts saying, "Come and see." And I saw, and behold, a white horse.
Johnny Cash?
That is Johnny Cash. The Man Comes Around from his American 4 album. Your final question relates to Phyllis Nelson, whose spoken introduction to her 1985 number 1 include the words, "Hey baby, you go your way and I'll go mine. But in the meantime," what is the title of that song?
Let's Spend the Night Together?
No, that was the Rolling Stones. This one was Move Closer. And so, Stephen Smith, in that round, you had 7 points added to your previous 6. You now have 13 points. Nick Reed, you are going to answer questions on Prince, and you know that Let's Go Crazy is not going to be an answer. Many of Prince's 1980s records were credited to Prince and the Revolution, but in 1990 he formed a new band which shares its name with the title of one of his songs and which was often abbreviated to NPG. What is the full name of this band and song?
New Power Generation.
That is correct for 2 points. Music from the 2006 animated musical Happy Feet. For 2 points, can you name the 2 actors performing their version of Prince's song, Kiss?
Don't have to be rich to be my girl.
Don't have to be cool to rule my world.
You rule my world.
Ain't no particular sign I'm compatible with.
I just want your extra time and your
Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman.
You're right for 2 points. In 1984, Prince became the inspiration for the parental advisory labels found on CDs after Tipper Gore, wife of then-Senator Al Gore, took umbrage at a particular track on the album Purple Rain. What is the title of the somewhat explicit song whose lyrics Gore described as vulgar?
Darling Nikki.
That's right, Darling Nikki. She heard her daughter listening to the song and was horrified. Time for some music. In 1986, Prince starred opposite Kristen Scott Thomas in a film he also directed. Have a listen to the title track, and then afterwards I'd like you to tell me the name of the film.
Under the Cherry Moon.
Under the Cherry Moon. That's correct. I saw a Q&A with Kristen Scott Thomas in which she said words to the effect that it was the one film in her career that she never understood. She was just in. What is the somewhat telling title of the album Prince released in 1996 to signal the end of his controversial contract with Warner Brothers?
Freedom?
Nice guess. It's Emancipation. Prince often worked with other musicians, high-profile collaborators, having included Kate Bush and Madonna. After we've heard this extract from his acclaimed Sign of the Times album, I'd like you to tell me which Scottish-born singer he is duetting with.
Sheena Easton.
That was Sheena Easton. Just 6 months after Prince's death, the vast 65,000 square foot, $10 million estate where he lived, worked, and died was opened to the public. Which of Prince's songs does this estate share its name with?
Paisley Park.
That's right, it was Paisley Park. And so, Nick Reed, in that round you scored 12 points, added to your previous 7. You now have 19 points. Let's recap the scores after the individual round. In third place with 8 points is Greg Spiller. Lying second with 13 points is Stephen Smith. And our leader with just 1 round to go with 19 points is Nick Reed. It's on the button in the quickfire final round. Things can change quickly. A correct answer wins you 1 point, but you lose a point if you flash in and fail to answer correctly. There are no bonuses. Fingers poised, and here we go. In which 1980 comedy film, directed by John Landis, do Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, and Nick Reed says?
The Blues Brothers.
For the point. Early in her career, the Friends actress Courtney Cox, and Nick Reed says?
Bruce Springsteen's Dancing in the Dark.
Yes, it's Dancing in the Dark. The Italian soprano castrato Farinelli lived during which century? Greg says...
13th.
No, you're off by 500 years. It's the 18th century. Complete the title of the popular World War II song. Praise the Lord and Stephen Smith.
Pass the ammunition.
For a point. News of the World by The Jam is used as the theme of which... And Stephen Smith says...
Rock the Week.
Yes. Singer and rapper Lauryn Hill came to... And Nick Reed says...
Fugees.
You are a mentalist. Which American composer who lived from 1874 to 1954 had a wife... And Greg Spiller says...
Charles Ives.
Yes. The film Control and the book Touching from a Distance chronicle the life of... And Nick Reed says...
Joy Division.
No. Because it's the life of Ian Curtis.
Ow.
A little knowledge can be dangerous. How many Von Trapp children were there in The Sound of Music? And Nick says...
7.
He's right. Since 2008, Kirill Karabits has held the position of chief conductor of which British orchestra? Kirill Karabits is the chief conductor. Nick Reed says...
Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra.
Yes, the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra. Better late than never. In which Cole Porter song does the singer get no kick from Nick Reed?
I Get a Kick Out of You.
Correct. Which tenor and former shop assistant was the first winner of the TV show Britain's Got Talent? Stephen Smith?
Paul Potts.
Yes. The American composer Jerry Goldsmith won his only Oscar for which 1976 horror film? Nick Reed.
The Omen.
Oh, yes. Which British rock singer born in 1950 co-founded the first WOMAD festival in 1982? Nick Reed?
Peter Gabriel.
That's right. And finally, at the end of which Verdi opera are we informed that he who laughs last laughs best? Nick Reed.
Rigoletto?
No, -1. It was Falstaff. You don't laugh last, but you may laugh best, because that brings us to the end of the first semifinal of Counterpoint 2019, and the result is third with 8 points, Greg Spiller, runner-up with 16 points, Stephen Smith, and our winner and through to the final with 25 points, Nick Reed. Very well done indeed, Nick Reed. We'll be meeting you again 3 weeks from now for the grand final of Counterpoint. Commiserations and thanks to the other two who've given such fine performances in this year's tournament. We've enjoyed having you in the series, and we hope you'll both come back in future for another try. Our next trio of Counterpoint semifinalists for 2019 takes to the stage right here next week. Please do join us. Until then, goodbye.